Good afternoon and welcome to the Daily Slam right here on the NYC Demon Diva YouTube page. I am Steve. Of course, with me is the goddess herself, Issa. Issa, how you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great, and I haven't changed my name yet, so that is good for all of us. And that is today's topic. We're talking about Walter becoming Gunther. Yes, he'll be serving coffee to all your favorite characters like Chandler and Joey and Ross and Rachel. No, that's just a joke. But seriously, this is mind-boggling for a lot of fans, but I think I can wrap my head around it. But what do you think so far about the reactions and the name change of Walter to Gunther?
I mean, I obviously don't like it. I know Walter, but and I know him as Walter. He was known in the Indies as Walter. WWE obviously wants to own the name. So of course they're gonna go for a name that they can trademark, where Walter was already known for that name. In addition to that, they're probably looking at the viewership of NXT and NXT UK and thinking it's no big deal. Not a lot of people watch this show, so it's not going to make a difference. That's the way that I would assume WWE is looking at this.
It did happen with Piper Niven to Dewdrop, so there seems to be an audience of NXT UK fans, and obviously fans in general, who are upset about a name change. But unfortunately, this name change really puts a bad light on the WWE for a couple of reasons. Why? Because Fightful on Tuesday morning put out a story. The WWE had trademarked a new name, Gunther Stark. But some people did some Googling, and they Googled Gunther Stark, and what came up was a Google search that said this name belongs to a Nazi Marine officer who died in the war and his ship was sunk. So how unfortunate is it that you IP a name that also is the name of a Nazi Marine? Why did no one Google this name at WWE first? This happened to him before with the Submission Sorority Sisters, where a porn site was a stable name in the WWE.
I'm assuming that people are just reaching to, like the same way that people research Bearcat and they said that it was Keith Lee paying homage to an old wrestler when it has nothing to do with that. Of course, people are gonna Google and try to find another reason to hate the name. Like you said, I would assume if you're a company that big, somebody should search the name and see what's going on. Like, can we really use it? But at the same time, it's like WWE fans are the best citizen detectives there is. They will find anything to shed on the product. So of course.
Well, good for them, at least knowing that a random child in his bedroom with his phone can figure out this information more than a business who's on the stock market, who's worth millions of billions of dollars. And so nobody knew who was going to get this name because we have
You're talking about a company that didn't realize that one of their best wrestlers' contract was up in Adam Cole. So are you really surprised?
No, I'm not really surprised though, but nobody knew who this name was going to be attached to. Zoe Stark is already a wrestler in NXT, so people are like, okay, maybe Gunther Stark could be her brother, her cousin, some character that they connect to each other. But on NXT, we had Walter versus Roderick Strong in the main event. Walter wins, he grabs the microphone, and he says, "The winner of this match it's Gunther." And you could tell he didn't want to say that name. Like he barely said it and then threw down the microphone. So now Gunther has taken over the world. And currently on Twitter, as we continually talk about this on this show on your YouTube channel, we have Walter and Gunther still trending worldwide. And it is not a positive trend. It's a very negative trend.
Of course it is. Of course it is. I don't expect this to be positive. Nobody's going to take on this positively, but at the same time, if you don't want these things to happen, then you need to support the product the way that it was. I think sometimes we are partially the ones to blame for NXT completely changing. They failed at the Wednesday Night Wars, and now this is what we get. We didn't watch, so this is what we get.
That's true. You're gonna put all the blame on all the fans who didn't support NXT. So now we are stuck with the Walters of the world and everyone like that. Is that what you're trying to say here?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Jeez Louise. Though Grayson Waller has tweeted out, just so everyone knows, Walter was just too close to Waller. So he spoke to his lawyers, and they are good at what they do. You're welcome, is his tweet. So he's already playing on the fact that everyone's pissed off. So let's just jump on the bandwagon and get some impressions on our tweets. I think that's pretty funny.
You're breaking up a little bit. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's quite all right. Keith Lee, though, also put out, man, if what I'm hearing is real, poor Walter. Keith Lee is a victim of this, obviously, with the whole bear cat and the whole situation involving that. So it's not new to some wrestlers to get their names changed, but it's certainly new for all these wrestlers who work there and don't work there to pile on the tweets and see how Walter is trending, and it's not in a positive light, at all. But hey, like you said earlier, maybe it's the fans' fault we got this, but you convince Walter to move to America and then you change his name. That's got to be a slap in the face, don't you think?
Yeah, 1000%. It is a slap in the face, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just giving up all hope on NXT.
Oh, wow. All hope on NXT. By the way, folks, you can check her out every Tuesday night on WrestleLink talking about NXT. So I guess we'll have to see what your impressions are next week on NXT and if this Walter situation and Gunther situation can solve itself out. But yet on WWE.com on their Superstar section, NXT, Walter's name has been changed to Gunther. So it is official. We can't go back. We just have to move forward in the situation. So next week, do you think someone else will probably get their name changed to Chandler or Phoebe, maybe?
I really hope not. I really hope that this is it with the name changes. I can't take it. I can't take it.
It is a little rough. And folks, obviously, I am in Boston. You are all the way across the world from me, right? Where are you right now?
I'm in Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico, folks. So if they ever hear a dip in the audio from me or hers, because we are both doing this from across the world from each other. We're not very close. So just want to give that heads up.
You're acting like technology doesn't exist, but okay. We can do this from across the world from each other.
Well, we can, but at the same time, with a 1 second or 2 second of lag seems like something's wrong. But There's nothing wrong here, folks. There's nothing wrong. It's just connections in the world. Sometimes I say hello, then you say goodbye at the same time. It's okay, folks. It's okay. But yeah, there you go, folks. The breaking news about Walter. He has his name has changed to Gunther, and we'll have to all move forward and forget that he ever was champion of NXT UK for like ever. But maybe they don't want us to remember that, because if we do remember that, then technically doesn't he beat Roman Reigns' like big long streak of being a champion?
Maybe, yeah, you're right. But the UK, I don't know, and they treat NXT UK like it's not a thing.
True.
Like they have never mentioned Doudrop that was a part of that ever. They don't talk about Rhea Ripley being the first NXT UK champion. They never bring it up.
Yeah, they never brought up Toni Storm being from there either. Kaylee Ray in NXT still didn't bring that up. One of the longest reigning women's champions in NXT UK's history, and they never talk about that either. So maybe that's what they're trying to do. Maybe next week Kaylee Ray will get her name changed. She'll just be Ray.
Oh no.
I don't know. I don't know.
Maybe.
Maybe, folks. But folks, thanks for tuning in to a little Body Slam Your Ears, a little daily Slam Wrestling news. Walter has now become Gunther. Remember, don't forget to subscribe to NYC Demon Divas YouTube page. Of course, I have one too. It's underneath the name Teddy Turnbuckle. Teddy with an I, because some bastard stole Teddy with a Y a long, long time ago when Twitter first opened up.
How dare they? I'm going to find this person for you.
There are a lot of good names on Twitter that have been taken and have never been used for like 10 years. So a lot of good names, and it's very upsetting. So now people have to be creative and think of things. It's getting a little ugly out there. I hope Twitter shuts those people down and lets those names go back into the universe so we can have, WWE.
Do you know that there is like a mafia that will like blackmail people and like you pay them money and they get you whatever handle you want? Like, I'm legit. Go to the dark web. There are people that will work on getting you a handle if you really want it.
Wow. Well, I knew for so long people owned like the name at Goldust, at Mick Foley, at da-da-da, you know, as you keep going on. So then suddenly the at real Mick Foley comes out, or like, and Goldust got his name. So congratulations to him. The Black Web must have helped blackmail someone and got what he wanted.
There was, listen, it's a very dark story, and I'll tell you about it later. But somebody died over people bullying this older man into giving up his Twitter handle, which was Tennessee. It was at Tennessee. And somebody wanted it, and they contracted these people to help. And it was a mess. You should look into it. I watch very dark things on YouTube, by the way.
Wow. She's on. You can subscribe to her on YouTube, and you can also check out the dark side of YouTube. I guess if you want to check her out on Twitter, you could get those links from her privately in a DM, maybe. I don't know. But thank you, everyone, for tuning into this episode.
Don't do that. I don't check my DMs. Don't try. Don't try. I never check my DMs.
You never got all those pictures of... You never got all those pictures of me in your DMs?
I barely check my text messages, let alone my DMs.
Oh, you don't check your text messages? That's so weird. That's really weird. I wouldn't know personally from that experience. Anyways, folks, we are done here. Thank you for being here. We'll see you next time in another episode of the Daily Slam right here on the NYC Demon Diva YouTube page. Have a good one.
Adios.